A single line on a palace memo just shifted royal power. Could it torch the crown's fragile public trust? Britain woke to rumours of a quiet handover of core duties from King Charles III to Prince William, a move that experts call the boldest family reshuffle since the abdication crisis of 1936. This sudden step places the heir at the controls of the Duchy of Cornwall, cabinet-level outreach, and the gatekeeping of future royal patronages, an upgrade that arrived with no fanfare, no vote, and no warning. Reporters raced to decode the stakes. Constitutional scholars note the crown has survived for 10 centuries by adapting in private. Doing it in daylight risks politicizing the throne. Polls show 53% of Britons under 30 already question monarchy's relevance. One miscalculation could push that figure past tipping point. Tension crackled through morning bulletins. William now directs a £1.3 billion rural empire that spans 23 counties, funds charities, and bankrolls public duties. He also leads a fortnightly strategy table with cabinet office officials on constitutional outreach, an unprecedented seat for an uncrowned prince. Under new rules he alone approves which Windsors may accept fresh patronages, effectively deciding who appears on charity banners and who fades from view. Power rarely travels this fast inside Buckingham walls. According to palace insiders, Prince Harry learned of the shift from California news alerts, not private calls, and views it as a fresh breach of trust. Queen Camilla reportedly masked concern behind a polished smile, fearing a reduced role once William eventually wears the crown. King Charles, 76, still recovering from surgery, quipped in private that his reign ran on dignified steam, while his son prefers jet engines. Even the chandeliers seem tense tonight. Why does it matter? The duchy bankrolls frontline grants from farm apprenticeships to flood defenses. Any policy misfire would ripple through thousands of rural livelihoods. New patronage limits could squeeze small charities that rely on spare time engagements by fringe royals, will good causes lose vital spotlights? And if William's rapid ascent looks like a dry run for abdication, Westminster may reopen the debate on cutting the sovereign grant. One wrong headline could cost millions. Story: How We Got Here. January saw quiet briefings that the king wanted to future-proof palace operations while focusing on health. In mid-February, the king's private secretary circulated a one-page directive. William would chair the Duchy's Sustainable Investment Board, supervise cabinet outreach, and vet new patronages. Courtiers framed the memo as supporting His Majesty's vision, but veteran watchers called it a bloodless transfer of influence. Behind gilded doors tempers flared. Camilla's team argued the Queen Consort traditionally shares oversight on patronages. William's advisers countered that slimmed-down monarchy means clear command lines. Charles stayed above the arguments, telling friends he trusts William's modern instincts, even if they bruise tradition. Harry, 5,000 miles away, reportedly texted allies that transparency shouldn't begin with morning radio. Sibling wounds reopened in seconds. First major twist. 3 weeks later came the Diana Award ceremony at St. Paul's Cathedral, a global platform honoring youth activism. Camilla's name, previously a regular on guest lists, was absent from every schedule. The palace press team blamed diary clashes. But a Kensington aide confirmed off-record the omission was deliberate. William wanted the night reserved for his mother's memory, free of stepfamily optics. You could hear London gasp. Like this no-filter coverage. Tap like, tap subscribe, and keep the backstage lights on. Inside the crypt, William spoke of empathy's fire lit by Diana, his voice cracking on the single word brother. He exited into the nave where Diana once hid from flashbulbs, leaving reporters to chase the bigger headline, Camilla's soft exclusion. News feeds erupted. #Princess Diana hit 63 million views in 48 hours, out-trending Premier League highlights. Legacy still rules the algorithm. Data point, poll wave. YouGov overnight tracking. Camilla approval 52% with baby boomers, 34% with Gen Z. Ipsos records Republican sentiment steady at 25%, but highly reactive to perceptions of internal discord. Financial Times model warns a 5-point dip in confidence could inflate 10-year gilt yields by 7 basis points, a costly echo of Netflix drama. Markets hate mystery. Analysts trace William Steele to Coronation Day, 6 May 2023. He bowed to Charles, skipped the salute to Camilla, and walked on. Lip readers heard Camilla whisper, "All fine, darling," yet body language experts dubbed the 6-second clip a manifesto, duty first, diplomacy second. That gesture now frames every subsequent decision, including the bold pruning of royal patron lists. Tiny moves tip tall crowns. William's rapport with Camilla was never cozy. Their first meeting in 1998 required half a tumbler of gin for Camilla, insiders say, and ended with polite handshakes in tense silence. 2 decades of cordial coexistence followed, joint hospital visits, polite Christmas walks, yet warmth never fully took root. History doesn't grant amnesia. Money talk. Deloitte values duchy assets at $1.3 billion, up 47% since 2015. William ordered public dashboards on tenant rents, carbon output, and charitable spend, echoing shareholder transparency. He also froze new design contracts, ending a £90,000 annual deal with Annabelle Elliott, Camilla's sister, symbolic austerity smacking of spreadsheet culture. Optics can scorch deeper than cuts. According to palace insiders, Charles later awarded Camilla Scotland's Order of the Thistle, a gilded olive branch critics saw as compensation for crypt snub. Royal watchers compared the gesture to a conductor guiding 2 soloists in clashing keys yet insisting the symphony stay on tempo. Social feeds buzzed. Was the king balancing love and legacy, or papering over brewing storm? Questions linger like pipe organ echoes. Data point: finance versus feeling. Kantar survey: 51% of all voters support William's slim-down plan, 32% fear local charities will lose royal spotlight. Treasury memo leaked to Select Committee estimates £12 million annual saving if security for non-working royals is cut. Cabinet hawks take note. Carbon audit shows royal travel emitted 2,970 tons of coal last year. William vows 20% cut. Green benches murmur approval. Metrics meet monarchy. Parliament now steps in. The Public Accounts Committee set for early summer will grill palace finance chiefs live on BBC One, first time an heir's spreadsheets hit prime time. If William handles numbers with poise, accountability may become the crown's new crown jewel. If he stumbles, Republican hashtags are locked and loaded. The countdown scrolls in neon. Second twist, the broader blueprint. William's Earthshot Prize channels private capital into EcoStart UPS. Homewards tackles homelessness via city-level data deals. Heads Together destigmatizes mental health with measurable outreach. Catherine runs the Center for Early Childhood, translating neuroscience into county council toolkits. The couple's staff repeat one mantra: public value or vanity, a KPI sword hanging over every royal project. Ambition hums behind gilded doors. Data point: public impact. A new Ipsos panel finds 66% of under-30s rate visible solutions above ceremonial glamour. Earthshot finalists raised $400 million in follow-on funding last cycle, double the previous year. Homewards pilot in Liverpool cut rough sleeping counts by 17% in 12 months, per Shelter UK data. Results talk, skeptics balk. Yet danger lurks. Every reform squeezes spare roles, princess and remains safe, but minor cousins fear losing income streams tied to ribbon cutting. Media set-piece events risk thinning. Fewer balcony faces may look dignified or merely depleted. Will audiences feel inspired or shortchanged? Perception writes tomorrow's headlines. Parliament's hearing lies 8 weeks away. Treasury leaks suggest hidden deficits in duchy rewilding plans. William's aides promise an open data portal letting citizens query every penny. BBC trailers tease monarchy and money. The reckoning, expected to outrate Wimbledon if fireworks fly. Nation books front row seats. Camilla schedules a hospice visit on hearing week. A low-key counter-programming to soften coverage. Strategy or coincidence? Charles retreats to Balmoral, sending William a terse note, hold fast. Detail is defense. Harry films a veteran mental health docu-series. Tabloids ask whether he will back or blast his brother's crusade for transparency. Subplots converge like storm fronts. Final data salvo. Capital Economics warns gilt yields could spike if the committee accuses palace accounts of greenwashing. City analysts brief investors. Royal PR teams rehearse all-night Q&As, aware a single misquote can ricochet through bond markets and social feeds in minutes. Monarchy isn't just pageantry, it's counterparty risk, quips one UBS trader. Money men seldom joke lightly. Like this deep dive? Smash subscribe now to see beyond the velvet ropes. Your clicks bankroll every fact check we drop. Last rehearsal, William repeats to aides, if taxpayers fund our flights, taxpayers deserve the receipts, a line he hopes will cut through studio lights. BBC journalists sharpen follow-ups on duchy tenant evictions, carbon credit swaps, and hush money rumours. No question is off the table. Camilla's friends worry a hostile hearing revives usurper narratives. Supporters believe sunlight will prove her steady value. Either way, history presses record. Next hook, what comes after the grilling? When the committee gavels out, spreadsheets will either shine green or bleed red. Approval ratings may soar or slump, and William's gamble on radical transparency will stand as blueprint or cautionary tale. Stay tuned. Our next episode walks you into that hearing room, minute by minute, as centuries of ceremony collide with live-streamed accountancy. Ring the bell, because once those numbers go public, the story of the crown may never read the same.